Hi guys, this is mrwhelan, and you're watching episode 5 of Online Buddha. The first thing I want to cover before we get into these, match roundups is a shout out to the Tito, my partner in crime. He has been in Spain for the last couple of weeks. He's currently now in Italy. He's just taking a train all over Europe, that bastard. But shout out to him, I'm proud of him. He was able to finally take some time off of everything and just do him for a bit. So I miss him. I look forward to his return. I hope nothing like Taken happens to him. I have a particular lack of skills, and I won't be able to get him back, which would suck. So shoutouts to him. Safe return. He'll be back soon enough for shenanigans and commentary. But for the next few episodes, I'm gonna be running solo. So we can't really banter too much. So I guess I'll do the best I can to commentate on what's going on. Maybe you guys can pick up some things here and there going along with this, but gotta cut back on the jokes. What can I say? Other than that, I'd just be a lonely man in a room laughing to myself. Yeah, it's not happening. Back to the match, yeah. So here we got Haggar, X Factor, and trying to kill Hulk. That was supposed to be the team canceled. Did not happen. I will say this, ever since, when you raise the level, to the 5th floor, 4th floor, and you start fighting higher level, competition, your tactics definitely need to change. And I've noticed I've burned X Factor more now with Haggar, full team, than I've ever had, before. Before I'd just keep it because I knew I was good with them and just leave it for either Hulk or, Rocket Raccoon because they'd need it more than my Haggar would. Which is pretty awful to say, but I admit that I was running a one-man team. It was a one-man and 2 assist type thing, but I've been putting in the time. I've leveled up my Hulk. He definitely more damaging now. I have a lot of steps with him and just Rocket Raccoon for when Haggar does sadly die. And Raccoon especially, I spent say a full week in the lab when I was able to, every day after work, I just grinded him out trying to get used to his mobility and resets and stuff. So it's still, top notch. There's definitely better Coons out there, but I'm trying to get mine up there, so who knows? Maybe eventually I'll get that whole bowler, the boulder loop thing. I'm not good with Tiger knees because I'm a pad warrior, but whatever. Alright, back to this match. Alright, we got another team that should be really good at keeping Haggar out. That's pretty much every team is good at that. Land the fateful pipe. And I will say this. Whatever team makeup you have, just make sure it works for you, because I've been experimenting around with the Raccoon log trap assist, which is amazing. It makes your opponents become incredibly defensive. They get scared to come in, and that gives you just obviously an extra edge because that thing is so wonky and not that well figured out yet. Yeah, but for me it's just, I like Spitfire double. I mean, it kind of works like a Sentinel drone type thing for me that you can combo off of, which is really good, which is very situational with the Sentinel drones, and the spacing on it works almost perfectly with Hulk's gamma charges, because he's very unsafe, Hulk, after those, but with the Spitfire double falling behind and their weird spacing, you can't attack him right away, and it gives him a chance to recover and keep the armor pressure down. So I don't know, that's just my thing. If you find a system that works, just keep going on. I mean, the game hasn't been out that long. There's still a lot of tech that's being discovered. I mean, all that Morgan stuff is still really recent if you think about it. When it started out, everyone thought that she was just hit with the Nerf stick, like you wouldn't believe, but now she, in the right hands, she's top tier. So, people are still figuring out stuff. Who knows? All I know is that Rocket Raccoon is growing on me. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, he's still... I'm doing more than surviving with him now. I'm actually fighting back with him. He's not just there as an assist character. I'm starting to become a little bit more well-rounded with him, which is cool. But I still like him just because, I don't know, there's something about winning with a fair character, I guess you can say. It's weird, it's... When you think about it, Coon he's very well-rounded. But, his damage output is kind of low, so you really gotta know your tricks, and picking Raccoon is not a give me. You know what I mean? Like, if you win with the Coon, you earned it. And I don't know, that's just more of my motivation when I play some of these games. Like in Street Fighter, anyone can chuck fireballs and win through you for the most part. Not to offend, I started out in Street Fighter 4 like anyone else. But there's those characters where wins just come easier, and after a while you kind of you know, once you have the mechanics figured out and stuff like that, you kind of want to make a challenge for yourself. And for me personally, you know, Rocket Raccoon and Hulk are perfect because they're in my eyes they're both well-rounded. They're both pretty good if you know what you're doing with them. Granted, I'm not the best with either of them by far, but they're honest characters for the most part. You know, they don't really have any secret things to them. I mean, Hulk has his armor to help him get in. You know, Coon has his, you know, teleports and some of his traps that are still being figured out. But for the most part, if you win with these guys, you put in your time, you know? Ugh, Deadpool. Bad jab. I really wish, like, I know the whole point of his character is to be annoying, I just wish he wasn't annoyingly good. I guess that's the only way to word it. Yeah, I'm there with that, but I refuse to get hit by Jumping S anymore. Let's see, I refuse. But yeah, see, that's another thing that I just, you know, we've kind of made a point about earlier that I would like to readdress is that, you know, don't get me wrong, you know, if you like Dante, play him, it's no big deal. You know, I will not get hit by Jumping S. I told you. But you know, there's 50 characters in this game. You know what I mean? And it sucks to see that once you go online, it's isolated down to about 10 at the most. You know, you got your trench coats. You got your 3 capes. You got your Magneto, Doom, Taskmasters. Taskmaster very slept on, by the way. I hate him the most out of the other capes. But yeah, it just, I don't know. After a while, when the online scene and your competition is oversaturated with the same characters, you become comfortable and familiar with the matchup. You learn how to handle it, and there's just, obviously there's still a threat. They're good characters, but you lose the surprise factor, and you know, not many of these characters are played differently from other people. There's, for most of these well-rounded top-tier people, there's either Runaway Wesker or Rushdown Wesker, Runaway Task or Rushdown Task. You know, it's things you get used to after a while. But if you go up against like a good Doctor Strange that has the palm loops, not only do you have that for awesome damage, but your opponent is scared because they're competent in a character that no one knows too much about. Same thing with Raccoon. If someone puts Raccoon on point, tell me that you're just gonna run right in. I'm sorry, I don't care how good your team is. You're gonna wonder what this guy, you know, has up his sleeve. So try out some new characters. I've been messing around with the Team B. I still think Haggar's gonna be point. I'm sorry, but that's who I am. I'm gonna keep using Haggar, you know, 10 more years. But this just might change. The only reason I still, well, not the only reason, I like Hulk, especially Avengers. That movie kicked ass. But I liked Hulk since vanilla. He's a good character. He definitely has just a fun factor to him. Win or lose, you just had fun, you know, whipping around his limbs, gamma crushing through things. But I kind of see it as a responsibility, you know? I mean, for Christmas I got the little mini-mates. I got Haggar and I got Hulk. They came in the 2-pack, and I was told that, you know, when you think of me playing these matches, or when you think of me when it comes to this game, those 2 characters come up specifically, you know, from vanilla into now, so I feel like I gotta stick with them. It's a character loyalty thing. No matter how many buffs / nerfs they get, I just gotta kind of run with it. At least that leaves me messing around with the anchor, but I am loving Coon. I'm not sure if HHR is gonna be it for the next 10 years, but I don't know. It's fun now. And here we get to see some Rocket Raccoon comfortability pay off going in against Hulk. Let me shut up right now. It gets really intense. Some traps. Stop him from shield charging. Drop combo. Start combo off teleport. Don't follow up. Because I totally meant to do that. I just meant for him to recover and live. I'm sorry, but if I have to win with Raccoon on Anchor, this is almost my goal. That level 3 is just so good and so necessary for damage with the little guy too. If I have 3 meters, that's almost unless I'm really scared of my opponent and I need space, I'll throw a bunch of traps down, just create some space so I can think, but you know, if I need a comeback factor, I will whether it's an air grab, arm grab, log drop, I will be fishing for that. Alright, here we got a team that's all counter haggar. He's very hesitant, he's not chucking out as many projectiles as he should. You know, Dr. Strange just has that slow mobility. I'm able to confirm off the assist. And with this team, I'm almost going to be positive that I don't let them live. Because they all have a good runaway factor, good chip damage. And here we go, confirm the kill. Hawkeye is like... Oh, there we go. That's the cross under Violent Axe Light, which can be so ambiguous with the 50-50. Do it early, it crosses under. If you don't, it's in front. If your opponents are aware of that too, you can mess them even more. Great option. But, here we go. Every time I fight a dorm, I just tell my... Ooh. See, I learned right there too, when Haggar does that windup on the second hit, the hitbox is all around him because he's swinging from behind, bringing his fist up, so... I wouldn't say to strategically mess with that. I mean, that was definitely a happy accident, but just something to keep in mind before you go crazy DHC. Check to see what happens after the invincibility runs out. And all I want to do right now is not get hit by triangle jump S. But it's fine, it's fine. I'll let Hulk get beat up a bit, build a meter, burn it, because, you know, that's what Hulk does. Alright. Now, people, remember, jump into that. Sounds weird and stupid, but less time for him to set up, you know, mix-ups or charge up his fucking hands, the better. Sorry for swearing. And end it with just the mayor. Make sure Domamo knows you don't mess with Metro City. I think we got... Oh, yeah. Alright, I think we got one more match for you guys coming up. And I'm not going to say that this is... Okay, if you really wanted to kind of pick it up at Hulk on point, but, you know, Haggar doesn't really have any favorable matchups. It's not often that, you know, at least on paper, when you when you look at it, there's not many times you're like, yes, I've got the advantage right now. I mean, Haggar doesn't have too many, you know, good one-on-ones or good team against teams, but once you get over that and you get comfortable with the character, you kind of have no fear going in. You go in Daredevil, and you just... Granted, you have to have a different mindset. You got to be wary of going in against armor, or get, you know, be a little more defensive when you know you're going up against a teleporter like Virgil or something, but you start to have no fear. You definitely Daredevil it, and you get into a new zone. So, I think that's a hidden plus, I think, of this Haggar players. You got to have no fear and really try hard. You can't rely on just, you know, assist teleport. But I digress. Alright, here we go. We got cross up, Phantom Dance going on, Maximum Wesker. I don't know what he was thinking with that. If he was all dungeoned out, I could, you know, believe that, but jeez, pipe would connect. It's alright, reset. We go in. Let's run around. That was supposed to be yet another team hyper cancel right there, THC after the drop kick. So pretty. Sky backtrack. But yeah, occasionally, 9 times out of 10, if you look at my videos and you see a drop kick come out, and then I fall all the way to the ground, and Hulk comes charging on after, that was supposed to be a THC. That didn't happen. It happens to the best of us. Alright guys, wrap up time. Thank you for bearing with me running solo on this. I kind of miss my partner in crime. It's easier to banter and kind of joke about some of these things, but not have to be all informative. Hope you guys enjoyed. I have a couple more episodes of me running solo on this stuff, so you Haggar players will get some good knowledge. I showcase some resets that were in the most recent combo video, which is good. Some of the updated Hulk stuff too, so good stuff all around. Hope you guys stay in touch. I'm going to try and get this stuff out once a week for you, so hopefully, you know, I can stay on track with that before we take a little mini break, and then Tito can come back and we can figure this stuff out. But yes, hope you guys enjoy. Comment, subscribe, like, feedback, favorite, tell us what you think, what you didn't like. Miss Tito, you like me running, I don't know. Just general response is always favorite, so hope you guys enjoy this, and see you in a week.